Hi there, Taurus. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. Welcome to my channel where we work with the energy of the moon to see how we can best utilize it. I can almost talk. To move our life forward in a really positive way. If this is the first time you've been to my channel, stick around. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you like about it. If you are a returning viewer or a subscriber, your likes, your shares, your comments really help me grow my channel. In particular, apparently watch time. I've been checking out my YouTube analytics. So if you could just let the video run all the way through, you would really be helping out my channel, and I'd appreciate that. So as always, I like to start with a conversation starter, and here we go. And this is a fun one. You guys have the Three of Cups. You have the Three of Cups. Okay, so look at this. And these women are sitting around and they're chatting over coffee and they're having conversation, and it looks comfortable and friendly, and they're building relationships, and threes are always very stable. So it looks like the friendship aspect of your life looks pretty stable this week. And Taurus, why wouldn't it? Seriously, you guys are walking into this week. So we're in, it's Sunday morning right now, and so we're still in Aries, but it's moving into Taurus. The moon will be into Taurus, which is your first house of yourself, at 8:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this week. And so, wow, not this week, but today, Sunday, right? So you're going to be, the moon's going to be shining on you, right? It's going to be in your house of yourself. And then on Wednesday, it gets into your house of what you value and time for Valentine's Day. And then there's communication in your house of home. So all the things that Taurus really, the inner world of Taurus is going to be really highlighted this week. So we start out with looking at the path. Where do you want to go? And it might be, remember, this is communication. This is because the third house is communication. We have three people. It could be communication. It could be communicating with your friends. It's could be just where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And then in your very Taurinian, can I say that way? We have assessing and discerning. So what do we know about Tauruses? I mean, you guys, you always make a plan. You take time, you detail it out in your head. You know where you're starting, you know where you're going, and you know pretty much all the steps it's going to take to get there before you even start walking in that direction. But once you start walking, nothing gets in your way, nothing slows you down, and nothing stops you, right? And look at this. The energy on that is the turtle, slow and steady, slow and steady. So slow and steady wins the race. No kidding. This is Taurus. This is Taurus in the shape of a turtle instead of a cow, right? So there you go. You're working on a plan. You're going to figure it out. You're going to figure out the steps. So good week for that. And why not? We're about to move into Pisces, and that's in your 11th house of groups and group activities. And here we go, groups and groups activities, right? And so there seems to be some kind of a project that you're working on. And to just a heads up, I think I want to say a little heads up, Taurus, Aries is going to be in conjunction with Uranus coming up here on Tuesday. And that's in Aries, where passions can get a little high, things can get a little explosive. You've been known to take so much and then lose it. So heads up, Tuesday might be a little tough, Tuesday and Wednesday, but by the time you get to Thursday, things should level out when Mars moves into Taurus, which is really good for you. So it says, do something for someone else. Do something for someone else. So that's planning that you're doing. That's great, but I don't want you to lose sight of on Wednesday when at 4:32 a.m. and that moon moves into Gemini. The Gemini is about the twins, right? There's more than one person involved. And so it's in your second house of what you value. So be sure to show the people in your life that you care about, that you care. So do something for someone else. And this is the energy that comes into the Valentine's Day too, right? Sometimes you guys work really hard and then it's like, but you also know how to rest really well and take time. But Wednesday, when all that explosive energy is in the air, there's these fears and there's this need to create boundaries, and there need to be healthy boundaries. So you need to release some of the fears. Don't stress too much. Look at what you actually should be worried about and only worry about those things. release the rest of the things, create the healthy boundaries, and make time for the loved ones in your life. I'm actually going to put this card down here on Valentine's Day because that's what I think it is. Do something nice for someone else. Put yourself out there a little bit. Reach out to someone. If you haven't spoken to a friend in a while, maybe that's what you do. It doesn't have to be a love interest. It could be your mother. You know, show your mother the love on Valentine's Day, right? So it could be something that simple. All right. And then on Wednesday, that's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the moon is going to move into Cancer, which is in your third house of communication. And it's also a really comfortable angle for Taurus in general. Cancer is a water sign and you're an earth sign, and water, you know, softens earth. And this is where you start employing your willpower and your focus, and then getting ready to take action. So willpower and focus, willpower and focus. And so I was actually having the wrong cards there. Willpower and focus. So what kind of guidance can we get you for that? That's in communication. Another really interesting thing that's happening on Thursday, besides Valentine's Day, is that the moon is going to come into a nice square. And I say it's nice because it's with Neptune, which is all up there in hopes and goals and dreams, and it's an opportunity to really bring those down into reality. You have moved. Barnacles only grow on a docked ship. So, Taurus, honestly, Taurus, we've had some up and down readings with you, but they seem to be trending up. And it's been this whole, you've been in the stuck energy, really stuck, really stuck, really stuck, and now it's time to go. Okay, so we have willpower, we have focus, and then on Sunday at 10:21 a.m., it moves into Leo, and you have action. So it's time to move on whatever this is, and it has to do with more than one person, but slow and steady wins the race. Doing something nice for someone else along the way, and healthy boundaries, releasing your fears, and then taking the action, right? Taking the action. It's time to go. I think I said that a lot to you last week. It's time to go. And you may need to clear the air, right? The distant thunder. So this is on when that moon is in their fourth house on Sunday, which is house and home. And so maybe there's a situation at home where you really need to have a conversation, where that communication becomes important. Maybe you've been sitting on a conversation for a long time and it's finally time to have that conversation. Or I don't know, but there's a real clearing of the air. So cautious. I'm going to say cautious because we've got that Uranus right there at the final degrees of Aries, getting ready on March 6th to tip into Taurus. And so there's a lot of stressful energy there, explosive energy between the fire and the earth. And so it can get, so that being a fire sign day, that could get a little dicey. So caution, choose your words wisely, but have the conversation. I don't think you should be keeping it in. I think Taurus has a tendency to keep things in, and that's not necessarily a great thing. I have my cards upside down, but they're all bent, and I don't like it. So we're going to go this way. So, yeah, I'm looking at this, and I think you got a plan. You've been working on it. You've been assessing. You see the plan, and now it's time to move. But while you're doing this and you're releasing your fears, release your fears that are unnecessary, but don't forget to protect yourself, okay? You have Azure. So that's also seen very clearly out into the distance, having things really lit up, and it's not this dark fear, right? So release the goblins that are not good for you. Create those healthy boundaries. Create those healthy boundaries. And don't forget to do something nice for someone this week. That's what the cards say. That's what Spirit says. All right. So Taurus, I guess I will see you next week. I did a couple of readings for kind of fun this week to thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments. So if this resonates with you, please tell me how. Comments and watch time really helps me, and I appreciate that. It helps me grow my channel, gets more people out there to see me. So I appreciate that. You have a great week. Enjoy Valentine's. It should be nice, gentle energy. So do something nice for yourself, but also do something nice for someone you love. All right, you take care. I will see you next week.